Assalamu alaikum everybody. Welcome back to Let's Level Every Class, the World of Warcraft War Within series, episode 8. Featuring Blue-Eyed Devil, the monk herself, Novaxaru. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Top right corner of the screen is going to be a playlist card. That specific card will take you directly to this character's specific leveling series. And throughout this video, and all videos moving forward, there will be a multitude of different playlist cards that will take you directly to other characters' specific leveling journeys. That includes a Blood Elf Paladin Valera, Human Warrior, Human Fury Warrior Malakia, Jonai, Shaman, Morame, and many more characters yet to come. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We are assisting on evacuation orders in the countryside, so it seems like we're going to be going into the conflict zones, or one of the main conflict areas of the Pandaria Isle. Looking forward to it, definitely looking forward to it. I think we've done a lot of country boy related stuff. We've assisted on farms, got rid of some vermin. We've been doing quite a bit of dungeoneering, and we've also assisted Storm Stout Shen and getting his family brewery back up and running. Well, not back up and running, but we did take it back for him. So there's quite a bit going on, and the Great Wall behind, or excuse me, not behind us, but that Great Wall over there in front of us is looking to be our destination, which I'm very excited about. I hope you all are too. Now, I do sincerely hope everybody's journey in Azeroth is going amazing, regardless of which. Oh my goodness, this guy turned really dark.
Speak up. White Tiger watch over you.
This dude's only armed with a literal rake, and he is about to get down in Boogie Town with these dudes were what are they? Insect tribe dudes that we are pretty much somewhat semi-familiar with due to already having experienced some dungeons.
I do not have a target.
I cannot pronounce that name to save my life. However, this does remind me a little bit of a few Disney movies, particularly, was it Ants? Oh, Far From Home, am I? No, sir. Well, technically, yes. Actually, you know what? Oh my goodness. Absolutely eviscerated. That's one way to start an episode. Holy Toledo, he freaking annihilated me. Y'all saw how fast that HP was dropped? Gosh dang, Far From Home, man. He beat me to the punch. Okay, I'm gonna have to be on the lookout for him. Definitely gonna have to be on the lookout for him. I'm overestimating my reach here. But yeah, I hope y'all's journeys in Azeroth is going well, regardless of which iteration of the game you're currently playing, be it retail, Mists of Pandaria Classic, Seasons of Discovery, Classic Era, Classic Anniversary. That's a lot of classics, dude. Regardless of which iteration of the game y'all are playing, I sincerely hope your journey in Azeroth is going phenomenal. And I hope y'all's week is also going very well. Using a little bit of the lighting ability, chain light, well, I don't think this is called chain lighting, but utilizing this to my advantage and bringing the mobs closer to me. I have no idea where Mr. Aggravated, pissed off grasshopper went, but I'm sure I'm gonna find him again. Oh my goodness, that dude completely obliterated me. I was like, I was almost in awe, like how fast my Nova's HP was dropping. I was like, oh, this isn't going too good, isn't it? Maybe I should have, maybe he's pretty much similar to the one boss in the one boss. Oh, there he is. There's our buddy. I want some vengeance, sir. No offense. I do not take kindly to being eviscerated first thing in an episode. You can do that. You can do that in the later point in an episode, but not on the first thing. Not on the first thing, especially when I haven't had a cup of tea yet. Aha. So as long as I stay out of your Vorpal Blade path here, or your attack cone, we should be pretty good. Oh, phase 2, phase 2. Oh my goodness, that really hits. Let's get a heal in here. Ah.
Too far away.
That's quite clever there. Quite clever there, good sir. Oh, goodness. Okay, positioning. So one thing that I've noticed is that the phase 2 that he initiates is a little bit tricky, especially given the environment. Now, it doesn't appear that the aura, I don't even know how you would call it, but the breaking, like the aura that we're seeing, the white purplish broken nether on the ground, it doesn't seem like it affected us as much as I initially thought it was, but that may not be the case. So we can probably utilize that to our advantage here a little bit and kind of move around a little bit more. I was kind of limiting myself in terms of how I'm gonna maneuver around the hurricanes that dude was utilizing, but kind of a pain in the neck. Lesson learned, I guess. I mean, 2 deaths in a row. I mean, may as well get it done. May as well get it done early in the video, right? May as well get it done early. Gosh, y'all, episode 8. It's honestly, it seemed like yesterday I had just started Nova's journey, and it's just like, oh my goodness, here we are. We're not too far from capping off our Chromie time specifically. Remember, once we hit 70, we're pretty much we're done. We're not kicked out of. Well, in a sense, we are. Chromie time officially ceases to exist, which means we permanently stop leveling in any past expansion. We pretty much have to get ourselves back to the current time, and then just pretty much start on those time walking grinds. The final 10, the final stretch, is always a pain in the neck. But I think Monk's gonna be a little bit more fun. Excited to see what hero-based talents we get. Ooh, that was close. Man, I love leveling these characters and just like playing on the edge, because I don't take my advice too well. Yeah. Trying to utilize a little bit of spacing. I'm trying to get this guy away from this tornado. Thankfully, it seems like wherever he casts it, it doesn't actually follow him. It seems like it just goes in kind of or stays in one general radius, which is nice. So we can work around that. Burning him down a little bit more and more as we go. There we go. A worthy opponent indeed, and we did get a purple for our troubles, which is very nice. Good stuff. Bismillah, team. Great job. Let's go fly over here. Let's see. Is there an NPC literally over here?
Greetings, wanderer.
That's crazy. Yeah, you need to get out of here. I'm too old. Oh, dude. I see what this is going to be. An endurance round. Gotcha. Okay. Fair play. We'll handle the endurance round. Too old, but you're still mining here, dude.
Welcome, Jade Serpent Guide.
Like, how on earth? How do you even say that? Oh, I'm too old, but I'm still going to continue to repair this wall as if I'm not featured headfirst into a conflict. You know, a conflict zone. That's crazy. Wow, going all the way back here. I thought for sure we
Hello.
probably would complete the
Next
quest a
one,
little bit
son.
further up, but... Or at least,
Victory!
We are the sword in the shadows.
you know,
Watch the
my
shadows.
would have met us further up, but
Beware
it's interesting
the
that would have brought us all the way back. All right,
we serve so others
evacuation orders. Let's go ahead and turn this in. Get a nice pair of pauldrons. I don't know if I'm going to rock them
must stand.
necessarily, but we'll see. Finally going to continue your training, huh? Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Actually, those pauldrons definitely look like they might, well, no, they might not be a full upgrade. And I haven't done this. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and sell a lot of this stuff because inventory space is a true end game in World of Warcraft. So for every character, y'all pretty much may have noticed at this point that for Malakiel, Valera, now Novaxaru, the one thing I treat myself to, and for a lot of characters, is backspace, or just I usually just go, you know, pre-purchase some bags and then send them off to the respective character that I'll be leveling. Pretty much the reason for this is just because backspace is it's just a tradition. It's like a homegrown tradition in World of Warcraft that bags, especially in Classic was huge. Oh my goodness. Classic, I swear, I think all of us leveled tailoring specifically just so we would have access to create our own bags and such. But backspace was incredibly important and it fills up quick. Retail, it feels like it fills up even faster, which is hard for me to say.
What do you need?
You know, coming from a mage from Classic Anniversary, and like backspace was always an issue. It was always an issue. But I'll never forget when we could finally make Runecloth bags and such. That was such a, oh thank goodness kind of moment. But yes, the one thing I definitely will treat myself to is backspace, or just bags, because we need them. We absolutely need them. And luckily, they're really cheap on the auction house. Not gonna lie, they are really cheap. Master Bruised Paw.
Yes.
The Trial of Bamboo. We can do that. Okay, so we're gonna be doing some trials here.
This test is simple. All you need to do is strike the
Striking bamboo until it breaks with our fists. Okay. This would hurt.
round, you might say.
That would really hurt. Bamboo is no joke. If you've gardened with it, you know it's no joke. And I think my timing was completely off there. So let's go ahead and give it a good old college effort here.
Round, you might say. That is part of the test.
Focus all of our energy into the point.
You must focus all your energy into one
Okay.
fist. Then strike.
See if we can do this.
Quickly.
Ah, there we go. Nice. Okay, I see. Y'all, I do have a favor to ask. If you all are liking the content, maybe consider tossing it a like. Maybe give it any constructive feedback that y'all would have. Comments are always welcome. And maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. The channel is currently, well, we're currently on a journey, Void fam, to hit 100 subscribers, being the second major hallmark. Second major goal of the channel. Oh, nice. That's phenomenal. Sensei busting my... knocking me out of the ballpark. That's great. And no, if I don't think I could hit a rock and be... Oh, nice. He just did it again. I like this little montage we're getting here. Busting watermelons. Okay, I've done that before. Okay, what? Ah, okay. Very nice. Nice little Karate Kid-esque montage, and I still get, you know, boy, this brings back memories. Brings back memories of my old Taekwondo sessions. My sincerest apologies, y'all, but it was kind of, I kind of got in the zone there for a moment. I definitely had a little bit of Taekwondo flashbacks, I guess. But that was pretty cool. Honestly, I kind of wasn't expecting that. It was definitely a little nice. A little bit of character building there. A little bit of the self TLC there. But yeah, y'all, only consider subscribing to the channel if and only if I've earned it. And if I have not earned it yet, do consider paying attention sometimes. You know, do come back to the channel. There's plenty of WoW content coming, plenty of characters that are soon to be leveled, and there's definitely going to be something for everybody. But I do sincerely appreciate everybody's time. Y'all's time is very important. Time is very short, and we all have to make the most of it. So shukran, thank you very kindly. I remember these dudes, these mist fellows, way back. I think it was episode 1, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 1 or 2 where we met some of these guys.
I'm out of range.
So, and these annoying friggin' dudes. Annoying monkey little friends. But that montage was definitely sick. I have a feeling we're going to, because we start with bamboo and there was 2 other stations, so that means we're going to end up doing a lot more in terms of focusing our energy and focusing and pretty much growing our capabilities as a person and as a martial artist, I suppose. So that's cool. So in other words, I have a feeling we're going to be going through at least 2 more montages. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling we might just do it.
Too far away. I must get closer. I'm out of range. I must get closer.
Welcome.
Farewell.
Travel safe.
Yes? Mm-hmm. What is it? Yes?
Well, I'm very glad to have gotten rid of those nightmare dudes.
What is it?
Looks like we're about to hit our second major test.
Yes?
Let's go ahead and bring it on. Second test, strike the wood. Okay, so we're gonna go from bamboo to wood to looks like stone. Directly on Novaxaru's, well, on the screen it looks like the left, but it's actually the right. It'd be on Novaxaru's thing. So let's see if I can do the timing. The timing is, honestly, it's a little bit more forgiving than I thought it would be. Doesn't seem like it's all that bad. So this may look a lot trickier viewership, like from a viewer's perspective, but in game it's actually pretty forgiving, or pretty forgiving, I should say. And are we gonna get a second montage?
Mm-hmm.
Trial of Wood.
Yes?
A taste for eggs. Some scrambled eggs, which sounds very, very nice, actually. I could totally go for some nice good old country boy eggs. And when I mean country, I mean country. I mean you grow like straight from the chickens, y'all. You growing the chickens, you raising them, and then getting the eggs and everything ourselves. Nah, I guess I couldn't get away with one, but without a battle, right? Ah, touch of death. Yeah, sucks to suck, Hornbill. Touch of death comes in very, very good handy. And it seems like I need to go ahead and get some eggs from these seagulls. And these cranes. And we're gonna continuously get attacked. So the cranes are one off, but if those seagulls perched up on the rocks, I have a feeling that, yeah, I saw that coming. Luckily for us, we have clones. There may be many a seagull, but there is many a Novaxaru as well, so not a problem. Not a problem. Pest control, we've been there, done that. But yeah, nice little omelet. Nice little omelet. Put some spinach in it. Do a couple flips. If you cook it to the right temperature, you get it perfect. Ain't nothing like a good old omelet in the morning. Omelet with some tea. Some, maybe English breakfast, jasmine. Nothing like it, y'all. I'm talking about breakfast, and it's like super, it's pretty late as we're currently recording this this episode. It is definitely a little bit late, so, but I mean, breakfast at night, you know, can never go wrong. Absolutely never go wrong with it. And then again, there's also nothing wrong with just a bowl of cereal and stuff like that. I mean, as a kid, you know, we all looked forward to, you know, some like Frosted Flakes or something in the morning, especially before going to school. And then as as a teenager, you just start like, I'm not trying to say I was lazy by any means, but there was just times where I would just take like a Nature Valley granola bar. The like typically oats and honey is what I would usually go for. Just like eat that first thing in the morning, and then that's it. That's like all I would have until I come back from school, like high school and stuff. Oh my goodness. Or before going out to work and everything, just take like a Nature Valley, or better yet, grab like a Pop-Tart or something. You just go for a s'mores Pop-Tart and everything. How sick. I'm sure many of y'all did the same thing as well. Very, very fond memories.
What is it? Yes? Yes?
Master Brew's Paw, it's been a pleasure. The second trial complete. Let's go ahead and hit up the third trial, Trial of Stone. Now, to be frank, I think if this was like in the real world, what would I'd rather be focusing like my training on? It most likely, honestly, I'd much rather hit bamboo versus trying to hit wood and stone, especially depending on what type of wood we're talking about. Like, are we talking about like a dogwood? Are we talking cedar? Or are we like talking like just flat lumber? Which one are we doing? Yeah, I would totally, I think I'd much rather like do a trial on bamboo, because it would just be a little bit more apropos. But bamboo is pretty tough, honestly. Like, Bamboo is very, very tough. Just ask somebody that ever practiced with it. Trust me, it's a lot tougher than you think. But there we go, team. Bismillah, third trial complete. And we got a nice little upgrade for us, which is cool. Let's go ahead and see what stats. Oh, very nice. Very nice little stats. And finally, a different color.
Greetings.
One thing I will absolutely say, the early gear, the storyline gear that we're getting in Mists of Pandaria, as beautiful as these, like the capes look great. The leather gear, or not the leather gear, but the gear that we're getting is pretty stylish. But the problem with it that and it's more so from the aesthetic approach than it is anything else. Like this polearm that I've got, this spear, looks absolutely phenomenal. It's probably one of the best looking spears that's not like a rare or like a legendary or anything. It looks really, really, really good. And the capes look phenomenal. It's the Asian aesthetic to it really, really brings it out. But what I'm having trouble with thus far, y'all, is the chest pieces and such. I'm glad that we finally got something where it's a different color scheme versus just like the dark green, the jade green, a little bit of maybe sometimes a hint of blue and such. That's one thing that I really wish Pandaria kind of did a little bit differently. The earlier gear, the storyline gear rewards that we're getting, I wish there was a little bit more variation to them. Like, it makes me even more curious to know like what mages and cloth users get. You know, what type of gear were they getting? Because monks, rogues, hunters, probably all in the same bracket, I'd have to imagine. Well, hunters can do mail too, because you know, hunters can do everything. But like, yeah, like what would the paladin gear get? Like what would it look like? Because you still want to feel like you're a paladin. You still want to feel like you're a warrior. Warriors actually might have a little bit easier in this expansion than paladins for sure, because if it's any of the gear that I'm seeing, I'd be hard pressed to move away from it. I think I'd be transmogging a lot of my stuff way more often.
You, over here.
Hey, Admiral. Good to see us.
The Alliance shall prevail.
Good to see us, Admiral Taylor.
We mustn't fail.
Thanks for giving the thumbs up, and I see some of our SI bros in a decent shape, so that's cool.
Crush you.
And some of the Horde. Always good to see the Horde too. You may bicker and banter, Admiral, but to be quite frank, we're all strangers in this strange land, right? I think it would do us a little bit best to kind of get along. You know, get along, work together a little bit. I mean, we kind of were going in that direction to take on, you know, Arthas and the Lich King and and Wrath. And then Cataclysm happened, and yeah, we haven't really been the best of friends since. But I mean, just for now, strangers in a strange land. You may as well just make the enemy of your enemy your friend. Because we have potentially bigger enemies to go through, you know?
Slow down.
But it seems like we're going to be helping the farmhands out here in the mountains. Smell that fresh mountain air. There's nothing like it. My ears popped as I was flying up here too, just to give it that extra little oomph. That little country air, crisp. Dude, this place must be phenomenal in the wintertime. Like, absolutely phenomenal. The sights. The fall, the seasons.
You are most welcome.
Westwind Rest. Okay, and we're getting, dude, these levels are coming really, really quick. 65 more. y'all 5 more, and we're going to be capped on Chromie time, and then you know what comes next. All the time walking we could have ever hoped for. And I guess that also brings up an interesting point. Something I definitely would like to test for future characters for their leveling journeys is there a better or more alternative way to... Dude, this porcupine looks crazy. Thank goodness he dropped. He looked, honestly, I thought it was like an undead porcupine coming at me. It's pretty cool. So one thing I'm definitely going to need to test or try to find an alternative way, like an alternative method to leveling, especially with Ghost of Koresh coming very, very soon. Ghost of Koresh is practically right around the corner, which means I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to start calling the series, instead of The War Within, it'll now be called the Ghost of Koresh. I don't know. I don't know. That kind of, I wonder how everybody else is gonna call their series. Is it going to be, are people going to move over to Ghost of Koresh, or is it going to be The War Within, Ghost of Koresh? That sounds even weirder. See, Midnight, that's easy. That's comes off the tongue, makes sense. Ghost of Koresh sounds a little interesting. I guess we'll wait and see, but that's definitely one thing I want to try to find, is an alternative method, like an alternative method for leveling the final 10 levels, because the final 10 levels can be a grind. If time walking is not available, if Winds of Mysterious Fortune is not available, those final 10 levels can absolutely be a grind. So trying to find an alternate method that makes sense for the character, 1, and then 2 is not a complete drag that is going to take quite a while. That's something that I'm trying to figure out.
Tell me of your travels.
But I think honestly, like if time walking is there, that's 9 out of 10. That's going to be the route I'm going to go, because it's still a grind. It's interesting. And it doesn't take that long. All right. Helped out the farm hands, and it looks like we're going to get our campsite back up and running. Now, is this going to be a joint venture between both the Horde and the Alliance? I'm seeing griffins, but I'm not seeing any Horde. So I have a feeling this is character specific. Meaning that... dang it. Dang it. I was kind of hoping for a joint venture there, but yeah, character specific. So now this is going to be an alliance post. Wonderful. Look at those Pandaren already donning to alliance to bards. Stormwind, get out of here with that nonsense. Y'all better throw on some Horde ones.
Must prevail.
I mean, the blue and gold looks nice, and on the pandas, I think it makes more sense. Honestly, I think the Pandaren should have just been an alliance race, if I'm going to be honest. Wait a minute, that's a different logo.
You got something that needs
Collect 160 meaty bits. You got it, Sully.
May the red crane live forever in your heart.
Looks like we're going to be going after another big baddie. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. The headpieces. Now, I don't usually rock a lot of headpieces, but the aesthetic, it makes sense, but it also makes it a challenge if you're trying to stay in that theme. Like if you're trying to stay in that like medieval-esque theme, like if you're a paladin or like a death knight, rocking any of these headpieces would be a little weird. Like it just would look off. It would throw that,
Until next time.
how would you say? It would throw that roleplay factor off. At least for me it would. Yeah, that's a different alliance logo. It doesn't really look like a line. It kind of looked like a panda, which is pretty interesting. All right, yakety yak, don't talk back. Let's go ahead and bring you to the farm here. Beautiful mount there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that was a beautiful tiger. Beautiful. So here's my thoughts, because I already just said it, and I think it'd bring up an interesting conversation, or an interesting topic of conversation. Dude, I love Touch of Death. I'm sorry. As I completely derail my own train of thought. Touch of Death. Sick. Sick ability y'all get there, monks. I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jelly. I think the Pandaren honestly should have just been an alliance only race. Or faction. Yeah, race tied to the alliance faction. Why? It just makes a lot more sense. To me. To me, it makes a lot more sense. Could the Horde have gotten anything? Like, could the Horde, like, if the Alliance got Pandaren, what could the Horde get that would make sense? That's still tied to this expansion. In my opinion, and we're not going to go with the monkey dudes. That's just, I think they're fine as a neutral faction for the storyline, for the face of the storyline. Maybe the Koi bros, maybe the Koi dudes, because we've already seen that in certain dungeons there's some Koi bros that take matters into their own hands and such, especially with the Jade Temple dungeon. And there's quite a bit going on with some Pandaren going off the rails as well. Like, the Shadow Pawn would be cool, but then we're still talking Pandaren. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard. It's a hard conversation to have, I'm sure. But for me, I would feel more comfortable with the Pandaren just sticking with the Alliance, because it just makes a lot more sense. And I wouldn't necessarily do these yaks up here, like those yak dudes that we just hunted, and no doubt about to go hunt them as well, or again in the campsite right over here. The yak dudes, because we already have Torn. Like, I don't really see the point. Like, we couldn't do it because it would just feel the same. It'd feel very similar. So I think the Koi bros might have honestly been the best option. But even then, it seems like they would just be better suited to the Alliance as well, if that ever, if that was ever a thing. So on one hand, I'm cool that the Pandaren could go both ways, because for the time, it makes sense. Just my humble opinion that I feel that the Pandaren make more sense as an alliance-based faction. And if let's say this is an expansion where the Horde are not going to get another race to play around with, and I think what came after Legion, so we could have gotten something in Legion, just who knows, who knows. Definitely gauging by the levels where we currently stand, it's safe to say we're definitely going to be closing up shop here pretty soon in terms of what storyline wise we're going to be able to do with Pandaria, with the Pandaria Isle. I'm definitely going to, for sure, explore Timeless Isle a little bit. That's actually a part of this expansion that I'm definitely interested in and seeing how it worked. And it kind of, like, the Timeless Isles really do remind me of, in Final Fantasy XI, we had something similar. We had the sky in Rise of the Xylard. We called it Sky. We had a zone where we were hunting sky gods, is what we did, or what they were called. And you would hunt Seiryu, Genbu, Karin, and I forgot the other ones, but it seems like at least in the what is it, the Chinese mythology, looks like that's also a part or a theme in the Timeless Isle. So I'm definitely interested in exploring that. But it is pretty crazy to think about how fast leveling can go, and just ultimately, you know, it's kind of like how I reiterate many times, but even with spacing out the leveling, showcasing the story, showcasing the expansion, it's just crazy to see just how fast you know one can level and achieve goals relatively quickly. But while also within achieving those goals, we find that time gets cut short other ways. So that's one thing I always try to balance with within the each character's leveling journey, is knowing that there is a time cap. There's like a time limit that I've got to showcase an expansion or showcase areas and such.
I need to target something first.
But one thing that the Pandaria Isle does absolutely phenomenally is diversity. Easily, thus far, the most diverse zones I have played in any World of Warcraft based expansion. But that's also, take what I'm saying with a little bit of grain of salt, because coming primarily from classic Burning Crusade and just a little bit of Wrath, not to say that any of those expansions didn't have diverse continents and like a diverse portfolio of different landscapes, lands, and regions and such that you could see. Pandaria is really it's very easy on the eyes. The color scheme is super good,
I'm out of range.
and there really is a lot going on. And we've still, like, it seems like I jumped a little bit further ahead here, but there's a lot to love about this entire island. Like, there's a lot to love. There's a lot of different regions
What you need?
and just different ways
I
to
get the right tool for
explore.
the job.
You almost
And it's super nice. I'm never going to wear these helmets, y'all. I am just gonna sit here and say this now. I'm never gonna wear these. The real monk-based helmets, they don't seem to come super early. Like the real, like, Asian hats. Oh gosh, I forgot the specific term for them, but it seems like we don't get a lot of those.
You should see if Mishka
At least not until like the monk tier sets. Like, that's when we start looking like a monk, like an actual no crud monk. And I'm not discrediting the looks and the items and the gear that we're getting now, but it's hard to kind of feel like a monk. Like, here, let me see these shoulder pieces. Do I really feel like a monk with these? Do I look like a monk? Kinda, but not really. The cape is awesome though. The cape is beautiful. Aesthetic is super aesthetically pleasing.
enough of that.
And that's one thing I will give, like, I wish Blizzard took a little bit of inspiration. They could have even, like, when Pandaria first came out, they could have taken a little bit of influence into what we did in, let's say, Final Fantasy XI. Like, a monk in Final Fantasy XI looked like a monk. even the earlier gear that was available to monks, you still look like the class itself. So it's one thing that I'm definitely struggling with here a little bit in Nova's playthrough is looking like the class itself. Feeling like the class is fine. The abilities, the utility, the dungeons, the areas, all of that is A1 here. All of that is truly A1. It's just the gear's kind of throwing me off here a little bit. More so for just the aesthetic. But it's such a detail that honestly, it's not bugging me. Like, it sounds like it's bugging me, but it's really not bugging me. I'm curious to know if any of y'all also felt the same. Or, like, when y'all played Miss Pandaria when it first came out, did y'all feel the same? Like, Paladins, how did you guys feel? Like, did the gear and the looks kind of bother y'all? Like, 'cause you're kind of moving away from the medieval theme and looking like a Paladin, rocking the banana set of tier 1 and maybe the judgment set of tier 2. Well, I'm sure by then you probably weren't rocking it as much. But then jumping into Miss and you're kind of like, like how do I look the part here? And that's the only thing, yo. That's the only thing right now that is,
Wisdom do you see?
like, if I had to do a rating of Miss, and again, not doing that, but
You find mastery in your
if I had to put the expansion, if I had like an expansion tier list, that would be a slight notch against Miss. Is aesthetically, some classes, no doubt in this expansion, struggled to maintain their identity. That's a better way of putting it. Maintaining a class's identity. But that's such a little thing that every other positive, in my opinion, would just completely outshine it.
Have a target.
Tell me of your travels. Live for your dreams. You have the eyes of one who has traveled much. Slow down. Life is to be savored.
What do you need? Until next time.
Goodbye.
You got something that needs fixing? I got the right tool for the job.
What wisdom do you seek? Family, friends,
This land tests us, friend. Another job well done, friend. You should see if Mishka and Sully need you. The soldier's duty is never done.
Another little bonus point that I will get this expansion, now that I'm thinking about it, is storyline progression within a faction. So there's definitely a lot going on in the Pandaria Isle. but there's a good amount of beneficial factors to both sides, whether you're playing Alliance or Horde. And you get to see, like, right now, I'm helping the Alliance really build up that campsite, saving the people, influencing the Pandaran to fully commit to the Alliance side, just like when we were helping the Koiros in episode 2 and saving them, and then going to the Jade Temple, going to the farmlands and everything. Like, you, based on the faction and the race that your character is, you're getting to influence this completely neutral party to your side, which is cool. I like that, and it makes me interested to see how the Horde, like, is the Horde side the same in terms of how you would do it, or is it slightly different? Especially from the initial episode 1, when we just started, when we were coming off of the airship and seeing the Horde ravage the island, or at least part of the island and such. And, you know, it's actually would be pretty cool. I'm probably gonna make a Horde character, or like a side character not related to the last level series, but another character for Miss, and then run through it kind of like how I'm doing with Nova, just to see if there was any major differences. But it's cool to see that your actions make a difference in any MMO, definitely in World of Warcraft, and definitely in Miss of Pandaria. That's one thing that I definitely have to give it credit for. Miss is doing really well to capture my attention and to really motivate me to keep things going. And look at this Byakko over here, dude. Like, come on. This is like dude, if he was like an elder god. That's awesome. So, I mean, I gotta give Blizzard credit here, y'all. They learned from previous expansions. Mist, definitely, I remember when Mist came out. I never got to play it, but I do remember it was a dividing line with the community in terms of like, what is this? Does this feel like World of Warcraft? Is this World of Warcraft? This kind of feels like something out of Disney, you know? So, and I completely understand that. Aesthetically, yeah, this is definitely way different. It's kind of out of left field for Blizzard and WoW, but having now played it a fair amount of hours, this is a great freaking expansion. Do I prefer it over Cataclysm leveling? Not quite. Not quite. I still feel like Cataclysm, like if I had a choice between leveling Miss or Kata, I think Kata. And that's just more so my connection to like all the older dungeons. Because I have such very fond memories of doing all of them. Except for Blackrock Depths. Blackrock Depths and all those runs. Ugh. Yeah, you look at this. For the Alliance, you have all these Pandaran. Now, just the morale is up. They feel connected to the faction, and we're building this. And I kind of feel like I'm cheating myself a little bit here, being a Horde player and looking at all these Alliance flags and just being like, it's not my thing. I'm a little salty. There's a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth here, but again, it's like an evolving storyline where you feel like you're making a difference. You can play Classic, and I guess it just depends on who you talk to. Classic, it's really hard to feel like you're making a complete difference in Azeroth, but it's also the first, like, going to the Outlands and everything for the first time and getting to experience Classic before the Burning Crusade. It doesn't, you know, you're still getting introduced to everything and the events and, you know, what happened, what's going on as a whole. So I guess with all of that being said, what I'm trying to get at here is, for everything, for every little negative and very, very small negative thus far that I can give Miss, it's a great freaking expansion. And there's a lot of inner character development that I'm seeing, which is super, super awesome. And look at that, they're still pulling me into the war within. I don't want to go there just yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go see Anduin cry for the 50 millionth time. He can wait. He can wait. I'm trying to find the boy Prince right now in Miss of Pandaria. You know what I mean? Dude, sorry. To anybody that's a fan of Anduin, my apologies. It just, you can't deny the dude's. Oh, Anduin. Oh, Anduin. You're certainly not your father, and I can respect that. I respect it. He's not a fighter. He never was, but oh my goodness, if I have to hear him whine about and grieve about something again for the 10th time. But it is cool to see, like, him when he was, like, younger and adventurous and everything. Like right here in Miss, he's running around and doing practically his own thing, defying orders and being like, I don't want to rule a kingdom. I don't want to do any of this. I'm trying to, you know, live my best life and everything, being a complete rebellious teenager.
All must stand.
I mean, that's the way I'm seeing it.
Watch
Oh, Anduin.
we serve so others do not have to.
Also, bonus points here for Miss. The Shadowpawn are really freaking cool. They're really freaking cool.
Target something first. A target. I'm out of range.
The wall must stand. Beware the western wind. Watch the shadows.
I cannot use that item yet.
Watchers on the wall. We serve so others do not have to. The wall must stand. Pandaria conceals a great darkness. We are the sword in the shadows. Beware the western wind. Watch the shadows.
Hello. Be well.
too far away.
We must not falter. We serve so others do not have to.
I have a plan. Goodbye.
Pandaria conceals a great darkness. The wall must stand. We must not falter. Beware the western wind.
Hello, friend. Farewell. Stay.
Crush these invaders and hurl them from the wall!
Got something to show me? See you.
I do not have a target.
Oh, hi. Mm-hmm. 2 parts oil to 1 part brew. No, it will need more oil.
Until next time, we should attack. Courage guide you.
Yeah? See you. Mm-hmm. What's going on? See you. Mm-hmm.
Aha, there he is. I was waiting to find him.
The Yongo warlord shows his face. Come, let's
Alrighty, team. This seems to be the big baddie that we are after. Let's go and settle this. Whoa. Okay, there we go. For a second there, I thought the game crashed for a second. That would have been a series first. That would have been very cool to see. All right, let's go ahead and complete. Wow, he's already down to half HP. This is gonna be nothing. Gong da. Well, good sir, you're about to go down. Even when you're in rage, you're about to go down in like a split second. I honestly thought this battle was, yeah. Touch of death, everybody. What can I say? But alright, y'all, it's been a long one. I think let's go ahead and cap it off here for episode 8. Bismillah. Great job, team. Y'all, level 69. You know what that means. You know what's coming up next. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Be safe.
all those barrels. Some of my finest brew. At least it went out in a blaze of glory.
Wait. Where's Lynn?